Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. And we are trapped in the studio again. Um, we've had some unfortunate series of events. A series of unfortunate events happened to us. Aside from the little boo boo with my hand, which I am still waiting to see the doctor about to have it excised. Just after that decision was made, Beverly broke out in a horrible case of shingles. So she has this horrible rash all across her back and her side and is in excruciating pain. So traveling to be out in the field to shoot some of our normal style of episodes out of the question right now. So we will get back out in the field, but for for a little bit here, you're going to have to bear with some studio pieces. And today, I wanted to address whether you're stupid.
I'm not a smart man.
Now, this is an election year in the United States. If you live in the United States and are past the age of 18, you have probably either asked or been asked or at least had it cross your mind, are you stupid? And the problem with the question is it's not really answerable. Well, it's not answerable in the conventional sense that you would think. And in fact, the answers are probably going to come out the opposite of what the fact is. And this is because of a physiological condition called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, this is named after two professors from Cornell University in New York who did a study, a very rather clever study, and the basic idea of the Dunning-Kruger effect is that if you're stupid, how would you know? The part of the brain that's responsible for what's called a metacognition. A metacognition is cognition about cognition, or thinking about thinking, or learning about learning. The part of the brain that's able to analyze itself doesn't work in stupid people. It's part of the reason they're stupid. And so if it causes people to not only make bad decisions, but be unaware that they're making bad decisions. They can't think through. They don't have the organ necessary to reason and to understand why these are bad decisions. The example that the professors give in the beginning of their paper, and I will link the paper down below in PDF format if you really want to read this thing. But the example they get is a guy by the last name of Wheeler who goes into a bank and broad daylight and holds it up, robs the place in full view of security cameras, and then leaves. And about an hour later, the police show up at his place and arrest him. And he's just dumbfounded how they found him. And they carefully explained to him because he was right there on the surveillance cameras. And he was like, I used the juice. And they're like, what? Well, Mr. Wheeler had somehow been told or seen or something that because lemon juice can be used as an invisible ink, that if he were to rub this on his face, it would make him indistinguishable to video surveillance.
This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Now, clearly, Mr. Wheeler was stupid. But the interesting takeaway here is that he was unable to stop and step back and go, does that sound reasonable? No, he wasn't able to think, that sounds stupid. That's the part of the brain necessary for analyzing itself doesn't work. So the very organ you need to analyze the organ itself doesn't work. So if somebody asks you if you're stupid and your gut instinct is to go, well, no, I'm not stupid, just stop. Give it some thought. Maybe just smile and give a nondescript gesture. Conversely, if your gut response is to go, yeah, I'm pretty stupid, that's probably also not true. The study showed that people who were quite intelligent tend to underestimate their abilities and their test performances and things like that. So the stupid overestimate or overestimate. They think higher of themselves and their abilities than what's true. And the intelligent tend to think lower of their abilities than what is true. Now, yes, there is a point on the graph where they cross, somewhere in the third quartile. But the majority of the tests, it's the answer doesn't match the reality of the fact. So, yeah, there's probably a good number of people out there that are stupid and just don't realize it. And there is no way to make them understand that their decisions are stupid or their reasoning is flawed. The brain physiologically doesn't have that capability, that metacognitive ability. So there we are. Now you know it is impossible to truthfully answer the question, are you stupid? Now, I was raised by a father that had a particular way of teaching things. And he told me, for the whole time I was growing up, that the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. And he eventually extrapolated that out to the smarter you become, the bigger idiot you realize you are. So, hopefully at some point I crossed that line where those two studies lines intersect, and got to the point where I think I realize there's a huge number of things that I don't know. There's a lot of mistakes that I make, and hopefully that I won't make them again. So anyway, if you've been going through this whole election cycle wondering how can the opposition, doesn't matter which side you're on, how can the opposition be so stupid? Well, that's how, because the part of the brain capable of understanding that they're stupid doesn't work. So they're not bad people, and the opposition doesn't make them wrong, but they probably are stupid, and they're unable to rationalize, to think through, rather, their own deficiencies. So that's it, folks. Thanks for joining us here. I hope you've enjoyed this short explanation on why it's impossible to answer, are you stupid? If you got questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. Be sure and check out the doobly-doo for the link to Dunning and Kruger's paper. It's really kind of interesting. It's a little heady. It's an academic paper, but kind of interesting. Anyway, leave me a comment below. Say hi, whatever. I love hearing from everybody. If you're new to the channel, we're glad to have you with us. Please pick subscribe and come along for the adventure. We got lots more to show you. And as always, thank you for watching.